Hi, right, for all of you out there that couldn't wait for this video, here it is. I assembled it. I think if you watch the previous video, these items were 4mm short. They were 50mm units, and the actual depth of this is 54mm. I've included a file so you can print your own of these if you want. I tapped them. I was going to put brass inserts, but to be honest, I don't think the kit's worth that. I've also got some Nichicon capacitors, 1000 farad, 1000 microfarad, across there, 10 volts. They haven't turned up yet. Okay, now the kit, this hole, I was going to say I assumed it was for the microphone on the PCB, but it's not. And it needs to go that way round because when I turn this PCB up the right way, the pot adjustment will be at this end. Now, in the kit of parts, you don't get a socket, you just get the chip. Now, that's a Texas Instrument CD4017BE, which is a decade counter, which makes a light splash, which was what I thought that hole was for the microphone to pick up the noise, but of course it's in there with the speakers, so it's going to pick up the noise anyway. Right, so I've got loads of these 8 or 16 pin sockets. Now I might do that. The only problem I see with doing that is this is a permanent magnet, and the space between the PCB, don't forget there'll be soldered leads poking through, so it won't be laying flat like that, it'll be up a little bit. If I put the socket and the chip on, it may be even closer to the magnet. Yeah, I can't see the magnet I'm talking about, can I? The light. That magnet, and there's the PCB. I will try it and see what happens, but we'll go from there. And I was talking about these leads. Now, with the board temporarily fixed, the distance from the LED to the hole, outside of the hole, is 9mm. The LED is 5mm. So you need to extend the leads 4mm. Now to do that, I'll show you in a minute what I did. I had got a bit of old failed printout, level in it, but that is 4mm thick, which was great because what it meant I could do, and I saved one especially because I bent all the other ones. There it is. Of course I won't be able to get to that. I'll put them in there, mix them up with everything else. Why not? There we go. They only give you the right number of these LEDs. As you can see, it's bent like that. If I can find the straight one, I'll show you what I did, which is nothing sort of, there it is, special. Of course, at the moment on the PCB, the positive is on that side, alright, but when it gets turned round, the positive will be on to the side. So I want the positive on that side. I just push the LED up to the edge, run my thumb down. Did you see that? I hope you did, because it's the only one I've got left. And that gives me the 9mm spacing from there to the end of that. And I can't do anything about the height because with the board being held down flat at the moment, when it's all soldered up, of course it won't sit down flat, and so to judge the height is going to be guessing, so I'm not going to be too fussed on that. Just make those tight. They're quite nice, aren't they? They're 54mm long, those. So I think we can get on with doing some soldering. About time, you say. I do. I agree. The board, it shouldn't really take very long to do. I'm going to find my screwdriver there and just remove the board now because I can, basically. I'm going to start the assembly. What was useful, because according to the website this thing takes 2 amps at 5 volts, and we'll see if it does, because I'll test that. But on here you can see this, that's a positive and negative, and they're giving you 2 holes. One of those pair of holes, of course, will feed the power here. The other pair will be the incoming power to power this board as well. So you take your USB lead, one leg straight to the PCB and one leg to the switch, and then extend a piece of cable from the other side of the switch down to your PCB. I've zoomed in on this camera a bit because I've raised it up so that I'm not spitting at the camera, at the microphone, which may or may not solve some problems. Right, I don't want that at the moment. I'll move that back there, sit it over the top of my fag papers, which I might have to move if I want a fag. I'll move this out the way. I'm working in a very confined space. You wouldn't believe this. Oh, there you go. What's that? 10 inches by by hand's width, less than 7 inches. I know I'm zoomed in, but that's really, apart from where my cup of tea, and my ashtray, that's it. It's just in front of the computer, and that's where it sits. Right, everything is a bit blurry, which is good fun, because I really wanted you to see what I'm doing. We'll turn this round. I think we'll put the resistors in. There is 2 little links. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm assuming that's a link. That's Chinese writing, which I can't read. But normally those 2 white lines there would donate a simple wire link. Might do the wire link first. Let's get my cutters. I want to use the old cutters, which are a bit blunt, but look, that's fine. And I'll get a bit of the wire. Yeah. Good. Right. I don't know what you can see there. That's the wire I'm going to use. You could, if you want, use the odd bits from the capacitors or whatever, but I prefer to use my own wire. I bought it, I want to use it. As they say, if you don't use it, I can't remember what it was they used to say actually. Oh, use it or lose it, that's right, I remember now. Right, the soldering iron's plugged in. I can't pick this piece of wire up. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit more. He said, trying to get his mouse to work. I bought these bloody right, let's push one in through first, flatten it down. Ooh, you can't really, I need something to bring it up on. What can I use? That's likely to fall over. Let's see if this helps. Does that get it more into focus? Ooh. I've got to bring the micro. Maybe getting a bit close to the limits of my capabilities, which isn't hard. I mean, my limits are not that fantastic. Right, you won't be able to see any of this, but it'll be in camera. Maybe you can zoom in on YouTube, I don't know. That's right. Soldering iron went to sleep while I was talking too much, so I'm just laying it there. Of course, that bit of wire will get hot at the other end. That'll be burning fingers time, and as you can see, I'm not going to show you every bit of bloody solder. Sorry, every bit of solder that I do. I mean, there's enough videos on YouTube about how to solder. Maybe I should watch one. Pull it tight, tighten it down. Again, focus, you rotten camera. If anybody wants to offer me some money to buy a new camera, that'd be brilliant. Possibly a new microphone. God, I'm not begging. There we go again. I use leaded solder, by the way, because I'm a old git. Don't want to lose that because I need that for the other hole. In fact, I'll stick it in the other hole now before I trim the other bit off. Right, in the hole. And now, actually, because I've already done one bit, I shall sort of bend it. Put that one in there. Yeah, you can't see. And poke this bit through the other hole. Flatten it down. Pull it tight on the other side. Right, I mean now. Hold the two wires out. And now I can solder both pieces of wire. Well, the wire, both ends of the wire, in one foul swoop. Don't know why, I always end up putting these tips in. I have to twist the soldering iron around. I do remember sometimes to change it, but then once I've changed the tip for another tip and put this tip back in, I forget to line it up. Now I want it. It's not taking. Come on. Let's take them. Right. Okay. Trim that off. Drop the old bit in the ashtray. I've got a bit of solder on there. Right. So, what resistors we got? 470. Again. Focus. Oh, useless. Maybe I should do it under the microscope. Right, anyway. It's a 20k, a 470 ohm, and a 1.5 meg, and a 10k. All different sizes, which is fun. I can't remember the old back boys. Right there, what? Yeah, no, I don't want to go there. Do I? That could get me banned. Sure. Meter. Component tester, that was it. I use my old, well, not my old, my component tester. Voila. Right, this is my component tester. This is all exciting, isn't it? So we've got battery in there. Yes, it's charged up. Right. Let's pick a resistor and put it across. 3. Press test. Right, well, you can't see that. I can see it, but you can't. And it says 9901 ohms. Nearly enough 10k, isn't it? He said, let's put some light on, see if that helps anything. Does it help anything? A little bit. Right. So the 10k goes in there. All this board does is flash the LEDs. Got nothing to do with the Bluetooth bit or the speakers. But we move on. We move on. Oh, that was the dog, by the way. And shall I show you the dog? Ooh. Nice dog. That's the seat. There. I've lost where I was. There we go. Boom. Right. Now the funny thing is, this is showing 9901, which is nearly 10k. But I only have one 10k. Shown on the board. Hang on, so what was the other one? Was the other one a meg? But I still haven't got them. I'm getting confused here. That is definitely the 10k. I think the other one might be larger. Oh dear. I tell you, I'm not having a... I've got no excuse either. I can't blame COVID or anything for me troubles. Blame the wife. Right, let's try again. Press. Let's see what comes up. 9909910. That'd be 10k. Am I getting too fucking up? Sorry. Am I getting a bit confused here? It's definitely 10k, but so is the other one. Oh, so just gonna test it again. I might have to go into my box of tricks. Hello. Oh, excuse me. Right. Obviously the battery wasn't that charged. It will be now. What's the battery charging at? 470 milliamp megaohm. But what are we doing? Testing. What was this one? Ah, this is the 1.5 meg. Bloody fat battery. Right. So that's what was throwing me off. I'll have to check that other one again. Right. That's there. 1.5 meg. This one, it should come up as 9910, but we'll double check to see if it does. And you of course can't see any of this. It does. Cool. So that would be 10k. Which goes there. How weird was that? Maybe I was just going nuts. It's not unusual. Right. Another resistor. And then this one could be 20k or 470. I don't know where I can get that into focus for you, but it's 20.06k. So that's a 20k one. So, by the way, just for your info, I checked all the LEDs yesterday on my little LED tester. A little simple 9-volt battery one, and they all worked yesterday. So if they don't work today, now this one should be 470 ohms. Let's see if you can see. Oh yeah, all enough. That's reading as 10.2k. 10.2k. Right. You're coming out. There's something not quite right here, which is most probably me. 10.2k reading. I've never had this problem with resistors before. Normally spot on. Well, not spot on reading, but I mean generally simple to understand it. That one's a 10k, that one's a 20k, whatever. Because I should possibly use something other than a multi-TC tester. It's my tester, a Swanee. I'm still reading that as 9,915 ohms, which is close enough to 10k. The other one read as 10k. So the other one was a bit high, that one's low. So now I've got to try and find a 470 ohm. I should have a few of those. Of course, to get it out, I have to move my microscope. This has got all sorts of things stood on it. And meat test, temperature test. There we go. Now then, I'll look in the box of, I use a A4 arch file, and I'm looking 47k, so I've got 4k7, that's 100k, 5k, 6.8, 68, 680s, 270, 22, 470. I knew I'd have one. Pardon me. Right, I've got one. Yeah. Bear with me while I put everything back, which will be a folder. I don't know, man. This happens a lot with Chinese kits. They just have a batch of things, they just throw them in. I don't think they even bother to check that everything's right. But, you know, if it looks right, they'll just throw it in. Don't seem to test much anyway. Right, I'm back again with the camera. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3. Switch it on. Testing. 467.8. 47. 470 ohm resistor. Well, I'll leave that plugged in and charged before I put it away. Leave it dangling there. Oh, dog. Okie dokie, I think that's all the resistors. Yep, it is. So solder them up, and obviously the iron's gone to sleep again. Don't know why it doesn't focus down. I can try another light as well, if that helps. Supposed to be a studio. Yeah, right. Talk for a moment and I was in a long hole. wife used to complain about that. But I'm not. Those two holes anyway are joined together, but I don't want to get solder in the socket hole. It's pretty close, but could I possibly? That was a joke, by the way, before. I don't go near the wire. Anyway, haven't been years. Right. We'll touch these up again in a minute. They all look a bit Mr. Blobby instead of a nice pyramid shape. Just hope the sound on this is better. Last time the sound was awful. Okay, where did I put the cutlass? See, instead of using the wire, you could use the offcut of this as wire link, and most people do, but like I say, I bought the wire. If I don't use it, it'll end up in my will. This is terribly exciting, of course, but it is a cheap kit. I could have put that away in the box. I don't need the wires at the moment. Right, what's next? Shall we do? We've got 1, 2, 3 capacitors. 1, 2, 3. What's this one? Okay. That's magnifying job. That's 10 volt. Yeah. So, I hate. To be honest, I don't hate through hole capacitors as much as I hate SMD capacitors. I'm trying to read this. I've got the temperature and the voltage. It's great. Is that saying 100? Yes, 100 microfarad. Right, now then. There's 100 microfarad. There. Now then, long lead positive, short lead negative, and it's obviously got the arrow, so that's that way around. And again, it doesn't quite sit down, but I'll do that one. So this is supposed to be a fairly quick video. Horrible bit of soldering. I'll tell you, it gets worse as I get older. This tip is a bit big. I don't know why I chose this one. It's too hot now to change it out. I've got a spare handset. The idea of the spare handset was to have two tips available. I could just unplug it from the station, which by the way is a USA 899D 2-in-1. Good fun. What size is this one? Let's think about Snoop, whatever he's eating. It's a 50 volt. Is that 1 nanofarad? No, 1 microfarad. 50 volt. Why have they gone 50 volt? Again, I suppose it's what they had in the 10. That'd be there. Again. Get the soldering iron. At least it's not getting cold all the time. Do one leg. Do. Check it's fairly straight. And then do the other leg. Hold it on for a second. I bridged it. That's the trouble with this big tip. Always blame my tools rather than me. Alright, that's that one. Yeah. Something about soldering on camera that makes it difficult. I don't know why. Right. There's the other compressor. And this one should be 2.2. I don't know who the makers. Hinco, whatever. Quality 50 volt, 2.2 microfarads. I don't need that for the minute. Right, where are we? There we go. Long lead, short lead. Solder one leg. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Right. Straighten out. Yeah. It's the trouble of building it up here. I have got holders and stands and things, but the stand is, well, it was cheap. Lots of people use them, but I don't know. I can't get on with it very easily with small boards. This tip is getting much too big. But never mind. Right, that's the last of the capacitors. What shall we do next? I won't do the microphone. Transistor. I'll pull the legs apart if I can get my nail in there and separate them. Yeah. splay them out a bit, and collector base emitter, which is marked, which is nice. And push it in a little bit, just gently. No need to go mad with it. Let's get it down to the same height as the compressors. Again, with this huge iron tip, I could have planned better, couldn't I? I could have checked the tip before I started. That's fairly straight. I want to be on there. Don't want to be on these too long. I think that's done that. Dog. My dog has wind, and it's not very nice wind at the moment. It's only a couple of feet away from me. It gets right up your nose. I'm trying to keep these fairly short because I want it to sit as low as possible. Right, I think it's time for the LEDs. Or should I try the chip first? Let's see how we go with the chip. Let's take the chip out. No, I can't see it. That's right. I was looking for a pin straightener for this, but I couldn't find one, so we'll do the old method. Bend it over slightly on both sides, not taking it over right angle. It's not too bad. The thing is, if I push it into here, I can see it's going to be too high. I can't use the socket. I can't use the socket. Let's check the right way around. No, I don't know whether you can focus. Yeah, you can see there's a notch and just below it a dot. Right. On the PCB, it's not going to focus. No. Anyway, that's where it's going to go. Now, that went in very nicely, but it's going to fall out if I turn it upside down. So I'll put a bit of solder on the iron. Get away from the solder. Just want to hold it in position. And I'll do what obviously looks like an earth pin because it's square. Could be the other way around. But, I can't remember. Squares, earth or alive. I think that's sitting down as low as it's going to go. So now we'll just clip, clop, clop. Oh, look at the state of that end. I'm soldering with a temperature of 400 degrees. This really is the chip that flashes the lights, and it should be wonderful to behold. There's a lot of fapping about. Bridge. That's with too big a tip. That was going so well. It's not going so well now, is it? No. Right, that ends okay, they're common together. Right, now then, I'm going to have a drink of my tea. Ah, yeah, that's nice. No sugar. White tea, no sugar. Now then, there's just the LEDs to do. Power leads, which I'll leave till last. I've got the variable resistor and the speaker. What? Microphone. Right, let's have a go with the LEDs, shall we? What do you think? Poor bloody dog. It's gone again. I'm thinking I just need to lift it up a bit. Solder one leg. Oh. This is going to get hot. A bit more. Too much. I think let's stick with that. Once I squared it up. What do you think? Because that'll bend down if I need it to. Quite easily. Okay, we'll stick with that. I'll do that one. Do the other leg of it. And then I'll put one in the other end. And hopefully I might have been too clever here for my own good in bending all these first. I thought it was a good idea at the time. I just thought getting married was a good idea at one time. Just shows you how wrong you can be. back up there. See, and that should be about right. So if I do one at this end, the same, he said. What could I use? So I want something thin and long. That's going to melt. Oh well, let's do what I did the other end. The same method. This is fiddly fast, isn't it? Ow! I think it gets hot. Looks about the same. So tacked. Come on. Solder. Right. So that's that done. One through. This green mat affecting the focus at all. See, it sort of gives it a good go at focusing and then gets to the focus and then pulls back. It is a useless bloody pile of poo. Right, I'm going to stick them all in and do one leg on each of them, otherwise I'll be here all day. Well, I'll be here all day anyway, I'm not going anywhere. Ooh. And there, that one's wrong. All this for some flashing, blinking lights. And actually, they're quite blindingly bright. I think if you saw from my other video the other day. Oh, it's a bit worrying. I mean, I have tested them all, and they all worked. They give you 2 spare ones. Sometimes means that they may be, in which case I can leave that one out right now. I just have to remember. do it on that level. One's gone. Oh, a good job this isn't actually teaching anybody how to do this. And please focus, camera. Just try focus. 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 See, it goes and it. Oh dear. Crappy tips getting dirty again. Put you in before I start leveling them all up. This will get more exciting if it's not already got you on your edge of your seat. The beauty of YouTube is there's a fast forward button. I know there's an exit button as well, but you know, fair's fair. I'm giving it a go. Right, let's see where we go with that. That one hasn't taken, or if it has, it's fallen too far down. That one's near enough perfect. That's not too bad. That's just a little bit wonky. You're a bit too high. So are you. And this one. Oh, he said. They're nearly enough straight, aren't they? Good enough for Australia, I think somebody says. Right. I think that may be bridged. I'll have to check. Oop. On that one. It's going well. Oh. Useless soldering iron tip. I should chuck you away. But then I wouldn't have anything to blame for when things go wrong. Right, let's... Oh, blimey. I need a gas mask. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Strawberry bridge. I'm whispering to myself now in words of more than one bloody syllable. Should I pause the video and change the tip? Nearly finished, Barney. It's a quality piece of soldering here. Right. Angle as a dangle. See if we can get rid of a bridge without. I know that would happen. Let's cut this down. I won't cut the ones with the bridge on, he said. It's funny, I've got these, which are seen better days, from cutting steel legs on some Chinese gear, mainly bigger through-hole capacitors. But I've got new ones, but I'm too tight because these actually haven't fallen to bits yet. But you have to move them about to get the cut. Right, now then, how am I going to do this without completely tracking the whole thing? See? I'm pleased you're all laughing at me struggling. Let's do that one. Yeah. Right, the next one is you. See, this was all a good idea, and I thought, won't take long. I lifted that up now. Okay, that's solder one leg, solder the other leg. Right. Now just one more. See, that's going to be a bit high, but I can bend it. Bend it like Beckham. Just so. They're all sort of roughly right. How did that get knocked? That's fine. I hope you weren't all looking at me crutch. That's not the most pretty sight in the world. I know. Where was I? It was this one, wasn't it? Right. What do you think? Right, that'll have to do. I'll have to see how they turn out. Click, click. Too bad. I can't work out where this camera goes. Into focus, out of focus, into focus, out of focus. Must be a reason for it. Alright. So we put the microphone on. Or the resistor. We'll do the microphone. Right, there's actually no marking on there. Focus. Anyway, there's no marker. Put the 2 pins over that side. And they're offset on the PCB. So let's take a gamble. That's not going to sit down, but never mind. It doesn't have to sit down. It's allowed to stand up. Come on, come on, come on. Right. It's not bad. Stayed there. That'll do. Good enough for Australia. What isn't good enough for Australia is this camera. Never buy a Logitech camera. This is, I think it's a 920 Pro. HD Pro webcam even. It ain't Pro anything. There's nothing Pro about the camera. Right, last thing to be soldered, apart from the live and neutral wires, or positive and neg, or VCC and earth, or 0 volts and VCC, whichever. Right, that goes there, and that holds in because it's well designed for what it is, and they always fit nicely, unlike other components. Right, now then, I suppose if we look at the length of these, are they all exactly the same length? Hard to tell. I would say that one's slightly longer, so I'm going to use that one. Now then, VCC and ground. What do you think? What's the chances? I wasn't supposed to hit the solder. Right. Let's do one wire at a time then. Ground. On those pliers. What I'm trying to do and bend it like Beckham. I just bent it, but it didn't stay in. Oh, okay. I really get upset in a minute. I don't know. When I get upset, I'll throw my toys out the pram. I've been told. Let's see if I put that finger there, that one up there. I still haven't got a spare. No, it don't work too well. That's better than nothing. Right. That successfully missed. God. God almighty. Now I've got a solder on it, which is silly. Other people will be screaming, it's easy, you don't do it like that. Oh no. Right. Oh, now I've got to pass the cable. I'm going to unzoom a bit here. Don't get frightened. Come on, you mouse. I've got this wonderful wireless mouse. Might focus any better? Oh, it's not zoomed. Ah, see? It's on autofocus. Manual focus is okay. There. In fact, manual focus is the only way to go, I think. But I think I'll stick with manual focus from now on. Jeez. What's the point of having a camera with autofocus, which is crap? It just don't make sense. Right, let's see the lead. Now, of course, that won't go through the hole. So, there's the hole. So, we've gone through all this. I'm struggling. I don't know why I'm struggling here. I'm tired. So, it's been a hard day, I think. Right. What I want to do is tie a knot in this. Do I want to take a bit of cable off it, or don't really want to use any of my good cable on this? So I have a stripping tool. These are good, great, cheap and easy. They're so cheap I gave one away to a friend of mine, which I wouldn't have done if it had been expensive. Right, so if I tie a knot in that there, well, that could be enough. It has to go that far, doesn't it? Right, as a cable grip will be a knot. So I poked it through the hole and tied a knot. And now I'll disassemble the plate off. Oh, that's not damaged it, that's fine. Right, got it about there. Yeah, that's enough. Should I tin it? Nah. Oh, on those pliers. Hold it right. Should have tinned it really. I will tin it. Dangling on the floor. Pulling the plastic away. Right. Up. Get me super duper chunk of soldering iron tip. And I know I put the switch in upside down, but it's so tight in there I can't get it out to turn it around. It doesn't matter. It's just on or it's off. And the electric insulation shrinks back in horror. But it's soldered on. Oh, so, and the mouse is doing something else. God knows what. Right, it's got to be like, is it going to be long enough? That's the bottom. So it's going to be that way around. I'm going to have to use a bit of cable. This is quality install. Bim. So I haven't gone away yet. I'm going a bit daft. Where's my quality cable? find a bit of cable, you just can't find anything. I really don't want to cut any of the other cables. Where's my coil cable? I'm going to have to cut a bit of cable that I don't want to cut. Bit of yellow. Let's try a bit of yellow. That's just scrap cable, that's not too bad. I don't mind using that one. Right, yellow scrap cable. Strip off a fair bit. Still together. Didn't it? That's tinned. Wow, tinned enough for me. Bobby Becky. And good enough for Australia. Oh dear Dave, you've got a lot to answer for. Right. That's attached. Yes, that's attached. Now, if I make that the same length as the blue one, strip it the same as the blue one. Last time, 10 to 5. Come on, you curved piece of straighten. Curved piece of straighten. There we go. Right. Let's tin those bits of wire. I'll tangle my solder up in the don't want you blobby. Right. Now, this is where it could become great fun, because what I'm going to do is put the yellow wire through that hole and the brown wire through that hole, which it doesn't want to do fully, so we'll use a bit of force on it to see if it goes through. No, I think we'll do the yellow wire first. and we'll go with the other wire, with the blue one. The French have got some funny wiring for their mains. You can't use British twin and earth because they have a full-size earth in France, which we don't have over here, and it's also insulated. So we don't have an insulated earth for first fix TWE. I think it was a mistake. Oh, it would have to be. I was going to say I thought it was a mistake to oh, that's horrible. Got it through. Mr. Blobby soldering iron. In France, also, the way they do their electric supply depends on the size of how many amps they'll let you have. Oh, this is a pain in the neck. I was going to try and shower, but I wanted a 10 kilowatt for the arts, so that we get a good water flow through the shower. No, I don't think that's working. But of course, you're talking nearly 40 amps, and if it gets too close to the supply, it cuts it off. And since the supply we have in the house over there is 40 amps, I was concerned that it would trip. So we've got for the other method that the French seem to love using, which is an immersion water heater in a hot water tank. Right, one board and speaker cables need to be soldered on, so I'll move that out of the way for a minute, and we'll go for speaker. Any idea which side would be negative and which side would be positive in the world of speakers? Me neither. I'm only going to tack these on, he said, hopefully. Suppose if I keep both the same, they'll be fine. Why didn't that, what the fuck happened there? Right. I love magnets. Everything sticks to a magnet, does it now? Let's do a black wire. And That looks like that might be very close to the metal bracket. Let's undo that a tad. No. Is that Allen key? I think one of these two. That'll be a small one if it's going to fit. Nope. Straighten it up a tad. Right. That leaves the two outer bits for the up again now. Right. So I'm trying to remember how the ball goes. The ball goes down the bottom. That goes like that. So this is where it gets really messy. It's not the best. You got to fix this bit. I'll stick that there for a minute. Right. Oh dear. This bit goes on here with a nut. Which I won't tighten up at the moment. You see what I mean about the standing up business. Right. Oh, me horse, me kingdom for a horse. This is very fiddly. As a nut. See, this isn't autofocus, this is manual focus, and you can actually see what's there. Autofocus, I'm going to have a look. I think Death Bomb did one where he took the thing apart and played about with it. Well, you can imagine me taking it apart, can't you? Jeez. I might as well put the camera in the bin now. Right. Right. Should go like that. Or actually, I think I prefer it like that. Let's take that over there. Yeah, I do. Right, let's get rid of this piece of hunk of wood. Put this down here. And the speaker, ooh, doesn't want to be pointing inwards. Will go there. And this speaker will go there. See, not enough distance if I'd have put the socket on. Right, now this think I've been a bit too clever for my own fucking good here. Tell you what. A bit. That's right. See how big the gap is. I think that's it. Put that there. That one about there. Now, I hate magnets. Right, now this one was the power. Goes in there. This one's the speaker. I'm very generous on the cable, and it is superbly soft, flexible stuff. Is it heck? That's not at all flexible. Right. He said, bending everything out the way. Where's the top? Goes that way. And then these wires decide they want to play properly. See, and then those wires don't want to play properly. And you tell me. I hope the speech was alright this time, even if it was a bit blurry at the beginning because I had it on autofocus. Oh, Jesus. I just don't know. Right, let's plug it into the anchor socket. Should anything happen yet? I would have thought something should happen. Yeah, the LED should be Going click clobbity click clobbity. Oh, cables are still there. I can hear this little buzz on the speaker as I plug it in. Oh, those two LEDs snuck out the way. I don't know, really, whether I like this kit. Right, let's go to my settings. Yeah, setting. Bluetooth. Let's see if I can see it. Bum, 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 bum. Right. Let's see if we can add a Bluetooth. I've got no instructions, so the trench. Do we think it's that? What's the trench? Okay. Where's the trench? So it's paired, if that's what it is. I'll tell you what, I'll come back to this once I've sorted out what's going on.